camper, and I was pretty amazed. Hopefully that video all comes together because that was pretty funny. I put the new faucet on and then thought there was no leaks, walked around the corner, looked underneath the cabinet on the back side, and water was just pouring out. I was like, holy cow, how did this happen? What I figured out was there was 3 screws screwed into that wall where those water lines go. And after 5 years, it finally wore one of those, wore a hole in one of the water lines, and it was spraying everywhere. So that was pretty funny. Hopefully all that editing doesn't take too long, and you can see that soon. It's Memorial Day weekend almost, and I'm getting a lot of questions from people that are just de-winterizing their camper. I'm going to go through some of the most common questions that I hear on a regular basis and address those, give you some ideas in case you're having the same problems. So one of the main things that I hear is no hot water. De-winterized my camper, but I turned the water heater on, it's not working, I don't have any hot water. Well, first of all, did you do the bypass? Did you unbypass the water heater? Is there actually water going into the water heater? There's one way to find out for sure that there's water in the water heater. Pop off valve a little bit and then water will come out. Then you know you have water in the tank. The other thing is, do you have your propane on? Is it full? I know these are simple, stupid questions, but a lot of times our problems boil down to really simple stuff. And then the last thing is the battery. It's your first time out. Did you leave that battery out over the winter and it's not charged up? Did you not plug in your camper ahead of time and charge that battery? It needs not only propane, but it needs battery power, not just shore power. It needs 12 volts in order to run the igniter board. So that's as long as it's electronic ignition. If it's a manual light, of course that doesn't apply. But okay, so next thing, water's just warm. I get water, but it's just lukewarm. Okay, there on the back side of the water heater, there's a bypass. And if you don't close that valve between the hot water and the cold water, then you've got hot and cold mixing together. And that will cause you to have just lukewarm water. Also, that can also be a bad thermostat. So it can be something more complicated, of course, but I'm just going through your simple things that you can check real quick. The slide out won't go out. I have it plugged in, but the slide out won't go out. Well, if that battery is really, really dead, also the slide out needs 12 volts, and people will say, well, my lights are working. Well, your lights take just a little teeny tiny bit of voltage. Your slide out takes a lot more power than your lights. So make sure that you have a fully charged battery. Right off the bat, when somebody calls me and says my refrigerator and my water heater and my furnace don't work, I say, how is your battery? If you guys haven't caught on yet, is there a common theme here? The battery. Batteries are so important to our campers. All of these things have 12 volt circuit boards, and if you don't have a good battery and you don't have good voltage in that battery at full charge, or let's say your battery is just old, it's wore out, it's not going to, my note cards are blowing, it's not going to do its job. So that'll kind of take me to, what do you do with your battery in the winter time? Do you take it off of the camper and put it in a place where it won't freeze? That's really important to do. Take the battery completely off of your camper, put it, somewhere where it will not freeze. If you're going to put it on cement, be sure and put it on a block of wood. Don't lay it directly on the cement. I don't know why. That was just something that was told to me a long time ago and that I've always abided by. Also, some people say, well, I keep it in a building and I keep it plugged in all the time. Well, over the winter, if there's no load on that battery at all, that can actually boil the battery over. There's no charge controller in a lot of these campers, which causes that battery to become overcharged, overboils, and ruins the battery. Life on these batteries is anywhere from 3 to 5 years, depending on how you take care of them. So anyway, make sure you got a good battery and that it's charged up all the way. Remember, time is precious. Waste it wisely. I hope you have a great weekend.